Hello, I'm going to talk to you about orbs today. I have been talking with, I'm going to say Sheila. Sheila and I were talking, and she, you know, she has been talking to some people too because she likes to help others like I do. She feels like she's being led to do that, and I agree. She is. People, we're talking about orbs, and how quite a few people that I've heard in the passing would talk about seeing a light shoot by them or a little thing run across the floor and they think it was a mouse and realize that it wasn't a mouse. It was a few feet off the ground and it's just floating down the wall. I see those things all the time. Heck, I don't remember not ever seeing those things. But I don't trust all the collars. Some people say a certain collar is meaning whether it's light or dark. If it's a black orb, then it's dark. If it's a light orb, real bright white, then it is of God. I disagree with that. I have seen of all different colors: red, green, um, gray, bright white, and also black. You see them different lengths, and usually it's a different types of spiritual level. Now, I'm very skeptical when it comes to pictures and video and people saying, "Oh, those are orbs. Those are orbs." You know, there's so much that can light up on the camera. Dust, moisture, especially if they're out at night taking video and there's fog. There's a lot of moisture in the air and they will turn up as little circles, just floating around like this because it's just flowing in the air. And then you also have cobwebs where you'll see a line and you'll see a little an orb on it, but there's like it's sitting funny. It's a cobweb with moisture on it. But when you see it going, not following a path, but it's going in or hovering around somebody and then shooting off, those I believe are orbs. The type of spiritual activity or what color it is, I would actually have to be there to know. Because I go by asking God to show me the truth when I focus on it. And He'll give me that knowing in the feeling of it, whether it was good or bad. I can feel the pressure. If I feel pressure or feel off balance or um, a little dizzy, I know that's a darkness. And sometimes it gets me right up in the chest and it's just tight, and it feels like it's taking my breath. Well, that's the worse that feeling is, the darker the energy is of that orb. I don't believe that you go by color on that. You need to go by the truth and what God's showing you. Because I mean, if I can find the picture, I used to take my dog Gigi for a walk when we lived in the city, and I kept seeing this thing dart by me, and it was the brightest freaking orb I'd ever seen. It was light, you know, but it didn't feel light. So I started packing a little camera with me, just a little camera, and one day I started taking pictures. And when I took a picture and I was looking at it and I thought, wow. And I looked up, there was this bright light underneath the eave of the roof. And it actually illuminated the wall and the eave. When I was looking at that moment, when I thought, what is that? That's when this demonic entity, very strong, rushed me, and it come up right here on me and just growled so deeply at me. And I rebuked it, and I went home. I have the picture of that, and if I can find it, I will. Like I said, I'll put it on this video. And that was just the brightest, lightest light, and it was really, really dark what was actually there. That's why I said you don't trust in the color of it. You pray, you ask God to show you the truth of what it is. I have found, though, a lot of times if it's black orb, it's usually black. I call them like when I focus on that, it's like if it goes by me and I happen to catch it, and when I focus on it and I ask God to show me the truth of it, it's usually something that's it's really weird looking little creature. It's about 2 to 3 feet tall. I call him a minion, and I love the movie, The Minions. I think it's hilarious, but it's not what like these little things are. It's like they are a lower level demon. You really can't call them demon. They sort of work for the demons. It's like all different levels. And this is like the lowest form. I really don't know. Honestly, I really don't know if it's people that were so bad in life that when they died, they didn't have Christ in them or anything. And I don't know if maybe that was the cause of that person. That's what their bad behavior in life made them become in the afterlife. I don't know. Some people I see that are very tormented are tormented. But then there are others, like, I won't say the name, but I had an uncle who was so dark that when he died, I knew it that night. I did not exactly know it was him until the next day, because that's when I found out he had passed. But I had this blackness come down upon me when I was in the bed at night, and it grabbed my inner thighs. And it scared me so bad because I never had anything touch me before. Not like that. Not to that extent. I've never had anything touch me. They've come up, they've rushed me, and different things, but that physical touch, that was the first. And it did that. I sat up in bed and I could just see this black velvet mass with its hands on my inner thigh, pushing. And I started rebuking in the name of Jesus. And when I did that, it swirled and spun around into a big black orb thingy, and it hit the ceiling. And when it hit the ceiling, it sprattled out like black velvet. That's about what I could see, thick black velvet, and it just right up in the ceiling, and it left. That was scary. That was very scary. And I knew it was him because when I went to the funeral, holy moly, I've never been to a funeral where I couldn't even go to the casket because I could see the flames around the casket. That was bad. And I often wonder if one of those creatures could possibly be somebody of that nature. It's sad because a lot of people loved him. But he was a pretty wild man too. And he didn't follow God like his wife did. She loved Jesus. She was very strict Catholic in her beliefs. She always had a rosary, and she was just such a good person. I loved her. I loved her. But she would not take any crap from anybody. I know that. But that blackness and that orb, that's how I know that it's darkness. And I don't know if those little things, when you focus on them, you see them, if those are damaged souls. of people who were living that were just so, I don't know if they were caught up in their own way of things and didn't want to listen to God. I really don't know. I can't explain it. The day that I die, I'll know everything. But I don't want to die too soon. Just saying. But when you see that, think, what is this in the name of Jesus? And follow your instincts on that. Follow the truth in you. You will know by that, that feeling like, oh, what was that? Or if it was a warmth, a love, or a knowing that it was God without judgment, without thinking automatically it's a loved one. A lot of times it's not a loved one. It's just something passing. A lot of times people, when they get around spiritual activity, automatically want to think that it's a loved one, and it's not always a loved one. I don't see a lot of my loved ones. I see them every now and then, here and there. But for the most part, they stay in paradise. Excuse me, I've been sick for a while. But the others, that family that I know that were not religious in life or turn their back on God, those wander. I call them wandering spirits. They walk around all the time, try to talk to you, try to talk to me, but they're still in a bad place, and it's sad. Maybe I'm speaking too much here. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't talk about that stuff. But when you see the orbs, just trust your instincts and ask God to show you the truth, and He will. And if it's overbearing for you and you can't get rid of it, you ask God. Just ask God to shut the door to that. Shut the door. As simple as that saying is. I close my door to you. Please leave me go away. I had a woman teach me that, and I thought, that is so simple, that can't work. It worked. My head was stuck in a place. She had gave me her card. I actually have them right here. She gave me her card, and I was looking at it, and I was staring at there was a light here on the card, and I was staring at that light, and I thought, oh, I wonder what that is. And it threw me into her house with all these spirits standing around me waiting, and she was gone out of town, and I got stuck. It's like they all came to my house, and she says, Rhoda, just say I shut my door to you. And I thought, well, okay. So I did that. Shut. It was gone. It was done. As simple as that is. So stay strong, stay focused. Remember, He is the truth and the light, and all you have to do is ask, and He will show you what you need to see or hear. And don't go believing in just because of the colors. Follow the truth in it. God bless.